let Pat struggle over there for a minute. We do have a quorum present. Our chair will be joining us a little later. And item 2 is to approve the agenda. I'll second that for the sake of argument. So assuming we're both in favor, if we first and seconded it. Minutes of the previous meeting. I'll second that also. Citizens inputs. There's nothing on the sheet. Does anybody want to be a citizen? All right. Educators written reports.
You're moving on quickly. So they all,
Okay.
they all submitted something, and if you have questions, they can give a summary. Our only other agenda item is to review the memorandum of understanding and the contract. So if you all want to, do you have a copy of the agenda with you? No.
I
No.
don't, which is totally fine.
I think Pat's stalling for time, so.
No, I'm fine. I'm caught up. I just want to make sure that they have a chance to share any highlights that they would like to. And I have my agenda for the school.
I don't need the agenda.
Okay.
It just says educator
No,
reports,
she
right?
has all her, yes, anything in your report you would like to highlight?
Well, I know that you guys have been hearing me talk about supporting early child care educators throughout the last few years. We had, along with a statewide team, I had conducted focus groups around the state, and one of them happened to be in Marquette County. So we got to hear the voices of educators right here in the county who were serving our young children and our young families. We asked them questions like, what is important to you in continuing education? What do you want to learn more about? The idea behind this was that we were just trying to tackle what we could actually serve that problem. Now we can't, reduce the costs of childcare or fill their gaps in their teachers, but we could help support those newer educators, especially get those classes that they needed, and see what kind of education they need and the different kind of competencies they look at. So in our focus groups, we had these groups of teachers, administrators look at the Wisconsin core competencies that are set by the DPI standards. And we had them go through those and kind of do an activity where they marked where they need more education or information on. And then from there, we took what had the highest rating, and that led our discussion further. So they kind of dove into what that looked like. So several months later, after looking at all the data, going through all those quotes, we also had a survey that went along with it. We have this lovely report, which is great because it really highlights those voices of what they're looking for. And reports are amazing, but also action is what is super important in this role. So directly from the voices of educators, we heard that they want in-person connection times to learn together. A lot of these teachers are not getting any of that, especially since COVID. They're just, all their offerings are virtual, which are very convenient and nice, but they're craving some of that in-person workshops and that mentoring. They are also looking for more information on child development and guiding and nurturing. They're also really focused on helping children with individual special needs. They have huge classrooms that have kids that have a varying degree of needs, and being able to, how do I manage this classroom when I have one child that has really big behavior issues and another child that needs my support in this way. So those are the kinds of things that our team is digging into, coming up with continuing education for them. So directly from that, we are offering 5 different workshops around the state that are a half day in-depth, really skills practice learning for educators. The one that is going to be probably closest to our area, serving our area, is in Beaver Dam, so just about an hour away. And we've already started advertising this to the providers in Marquette County. Some of them that participated in a training we did the other day had been at the focus groups, and so they really found it cool to like read the report and see like, oh, you know, I contributed to this, I said this is my voice being heard. So we have these in-person workshops coming. I'll share the flyer with all of you. And so it's very exciting for me to have that direct, like, we did this report, we heard the voices, and then now here's what we're gonna do about it. So it's going to be an ongoing thing, but really have that foundational learning, that skill building, problem solving, and then building those local connections. So there's those childcare referral and resource agencies that serve the different counties. In Marquette County, it's child caring. They also serve 10 counties. So at each of those workshops, having whoever the local referral and resource agency that gives them their licensing, that does all of their things, there to be a connection point as well. So really building those partnerships through that and giving them all the support that they need. So that's been like my big project, labor of love. Otherwise, I'm back into the swing of fall classes with the school year starting up, teaching those different triple P classes. I have an in-person fearless class coming up. I did that this summer with the teachers at Montello School District, and they found it very valuable. Great feedback from that, especially people working in classrooms with special needs up through high school and elementary teachers as well, and some of the administration took that class. So hopefully they have that information, and the idea is that they can share my upcoming class with families in their classroom so they can really be on the same page and have some of that shared language around how to support their children. That was during the teacher professional learning days in August. So, yeah. I think virtual does work. It just, they need both. I think sometimes that there's times when you need that in-person connection, especially with this group of teachers that's trying to learn from each other. Sometimes with that group, it's really hard to work all day, be with kids all day, and then get on a virtual Zoom in the evening, or they don't have the time during the day because they don't have a set nap time. So I think a combination. I mean, when we were doing this class the other night, we did real colors for the whole Smart Start staff, and they specifically asked, could you do a virtual class next so I think it's just like they want it all.
How do you do colors training?
We
I thought the whole point was to interact with people.
Yes, so colors training, we did this in person. They asked me to do a different class, a different triple P, managing fighting and aggression. They'd asked me to do that virtually. Real colors you can do virtually. There is a lot of amazing tools on Zoom with breakout rooms and different like interactive tools you can use, like annotating features, the chat feature. I actually did my real colors training to become a facilitator virtually, and they provide you have to be a little bit more creative, but they provide opportunities for connection for sure during virtual.
Yep, go ahead.
So happy 4-H New Year. We're in the new enrollment phase of 4-H. So it follows the school year. So that's why it's happy 4-H New Year. So if you know of young people or families, one of our big pushes, or my big pushes right now is we have so many of our 4-H parents that are stepping up and doing lots of things, just having them officially complete the volunteer enrollment process so that they're officially part of our system. And so we've been excited to have several first generation new families signing up and enrolling and doing some club leadership transitions. So there's been lots of different things going on as usual. So we're currently in that phase of 4-H enrollment. With that, we also just kicked off our in-school 4-H programming at the Cala School. And with that, we have our AmeriCorps member has officially come on board. So Hattie File is a senior at Westfield. And so the really exciting thing about this is the first high school senior that we've had in the Wisconsin, across the state in the Wisconsin 4-H AmeriCorps program. And we're also working with the youth apprenticeship program through CISA, through the schools as well. And so when this is successful, I think that'll be a huge step that we have another partnership opportunity, especially for a county like Marquette, who we are not super close to a 2-year or a 4-year university where a lot of AmeriCorps members come from and can do some part-time employment while also doing schooling. So the one kind of just caveat to that is that the AmeriCorps member has to be 18. So Hattie just happened to turn 18 like 2 weeks ago, and so that is working out for the AmeriCorps part of it. And so so she'll be getting up to full speed this week and doing all sorts of different things. And the AmeriCorps program, just as a reminder, isn't supposed to be about just supporting it's not about supporting the current programming that we have necessarily. It's about new, more and different programming for youth and different opportunities. So she's got some great ideas already about how we can partner with different people that we haven't necessarily partnered with or done a lot of partnering with. So we're excited about that. So and she actually lives in Endeavor, and so so it'll be kind of some different areas for programming and things like that as well. So we're excited to have her on board. And like Hannah said, so we completed Real Colors. What I think is really exciting about completing Real Colors is we completed it with the entire Montello Public School staff, about 100 people, the Cala staff, and the Smart Start daycare staff. So those are all of the educators in the Montello area. And so, you know, Hannah was talking about common language and being able to work together and do those kind of things. I think that's a huge advantage to having all of those educators, and not just educators, all of the staff. So from the maintenance staff, the office staff, all of those different people engaged in that Real Colors workshop. And so we actually have a follow-up meeting with a couple of those this week to kind of figure out next steps and how those different institutions are going to continue to implement and work on those kind of things. And so our initial feedback has been super great. There were some great aha moments and things like that. And so I feel like every time we're in one of those settings, we get at least one conversation about Real Colors. And so we're excited about that as well. So those are my highlights. If you have questions, I'd entertain any questions.
We will go to the area extension.
And at the end of the report too, just remember, Lacey did submit some information. She programmed right up to the end of her time with us. So she was out about doing that. And then always note that we include the value added section. It's the last page. It's things that are happening for Marquette County residents, but welcome. So, our extension director's report, just in a nutshell, we're still working through with our new extension and 5% reduction for the division. And we were at the WCA conference and the administrator, you might have gotten the survey, and I did email it out to both all to you, John, to Dennis, and to okay. Thank you for doing that. That's all I have for a report, and so we go on to the other agenda.
Okay, extension AmeriCorps, I believe.
Yep, you did.
Yeah.
I just put it on there, Keith.
2026. 136 contract. That's what I was looking at, so you can go back.
I know,
You got-
together.
Put it a little farther apart next time.
There you go. All right, So I contacted Ron to see what he would want to do to have the, because this can be signed by him alone, and he said, no, he wanted to be transparent and make sure that you all had a chance to review it. It's, the language is primarily the same. If you look at, for example, page 1, something that they modified, where it used to say in the second, where, or the first whereas, it says whereas extension is organized both under geography as faculty and staff deliver, it now says as extension educators deliver. They changed that in a couple of spaces. They did add in on page 2, letter B, provides an area extension director to serve as a county department head. On the bottom of page 2, little letter B, they literally added in the address that we house our extension office in. That wasn't on there before, and they broke that paragraph out a little bit. Ron, I think does this need to go to council to have them review it and compare it to the last one? Okay.
No.
I mean, fundamentally, it's the same. It's
Yeah.
just those couple of things. And then, I also highlighted on page 3, we used to have a 3.2 and a 3.3. The 3.2 previously talked about food wise, and we removed that because we won't have that in the future. And 3.2 now is what used to be 3.3. There is the opportunity for you to do the delegation of financial budget authority, which Ron has signed, which allows the area extension director to sign vouchers and do some simple things to support the financial structure of the county. And the amounts on the contract are here. It seems appropriate that we would wait until the budget passes for you to sign that, or you can sign it and we hold it. I won't submit it until you're ready for that.
I'm reluctant to sign it till after the county board confirms the budget.
Yep, that makes perfect sense.
I will say I'm more reluctant to sign off on this and the MOU for next year until I have direction from the committee and the county board at large regarding the first page of the contract 1B about any changes, modifications, or renewals are subject to a mutual agreement. And then also on the second page, under 3C, the provision of salary and fringe for the clerical support position. Things may change next year.
For 26 or for 27?
Well, for sure, I think 27. I think we definitely need to plan on looking at that position from a fiscal perspective, very hard for 27.
Are you referring to the support staff position?
Yes.
Okay.
So for 26, again, if the budget approved as it was presented and agreed upon already through exec and finance to the county board and they approve it, 26, we're fine.
Yep.
We'll be bound by the contract.
And you have that, I mean, I'll point out the part about you have 60 days notice you can to get out.
Right. And at this point, I don't know which way the wind blows when it gets to county board in November. There may be still some discussion about this. But I'm fine with the contract, at least through the county board's approval. And then we can kind of put to bed 26.
Okay.
But for 27, we'll have to have another hard look at it.
Sure.
Put it that
No.
way.
And so the reason that part's, if any additions, changes, or modifications, there have been some counties who literally want to add something in. And then it just has to be debated between the two parties. I mean, it's a co-funded situation. It's an agreement. We're partners.
Yeah, I'm not worried about stuff being added in. I'm worried about us being able to take stuff out, like the clerical support. That's
Okay.
what I'm referencing.
Okay.
But again, if the budget's approved through county board in November, then I think we're okay for 26.
Okay.
But things could change next year at some point.
Makes sense.
So,
Does anybody, do either the committee members, do you guys have any questions about the contract?
No, I don't. I think that's why we report him on, so he can read through it and dissect it. And if he gets confused, that's why we hired the clerk counsel to answer this question.
It's very similar to
Yeah.
the current
Right.
contract.
It's a little house cleaning and address changing.
Right.
Yes.
And I don't know that you wanted them to move a motion to give you direction. I think in the past you have. No, last year you did not give that, they did not move a motion to have you sign the contract, but they did move a motion to sign the memorandum. Because that was the first time.
Yeah, because I think Ken signed that one, if I remember right.
I believe
So,
so. I don't think that motion's really
No, I'll just
necessary
put it
at
back
this
to
point.
the two of you. Is there any issues with me signing off on the contract as presented? Okay.
Not at this point. It's all subject to county board approval or anything goes. And
So if the budget changes at the county board meeting, we would not have another committee meeting until December, which would still give us enough time to adjust if we needed to, and then sign
Okay,
at that time.
yeah,
And if everything goes through as presented, I would still come back to you with a copy and have you sign.
okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, very good. The MOU, this goes along with that county partnership guidance documents. It was something that the Wisconsin Counties Association's Committee on Extension worked on in the year of 2024. It actually, Ron, you signed it on December 17th.
Did I? Okay. Oh, yeah, I see that.
And so one of my supervisors, or one of the deans said to me that he didn't have to have you sign it again, but one of the line F at the bottom of page 6 says, this shall be executed contemporaneously with the contract and shall be effective for the same term as the contract. So if it's something that you want to do again for 26, okay?
I think we need to keep the pattern the same. I'm fine with signing it again.
Okay.
I don't have an issue. I will ask those counties that chose not to sign it this last time for the current year, what were their issues? Why they did not sign it?
We didn't have any issues. I think that there was just a good working relationship with those spaces, and I didn't think it was necessary. Because there is the county partnership working guidance document that we have in addition that I shared with you last year. So it was just some of it was timing. I mean, we didn't receive this final document until early fall last year. And so it was a matter of people getting it to their county partners. And then some of the people were looking at it in January and they're like, well, we're happy with our relationship with you. We really don't feel like we need to do this. So I think there were 12 or 15 that signed it across the state in 25 for the 25 calendar year.
Okay, well, again, I'm not opposed to signing it. I'm fine with signing it.
All right, so when we get to that point with the contract, I think that when the contract is ready to be signed, then I would present, yeah, I'll give you the whole package, all right. Let you DocuSign if I can figure that out, and then I can send it off to Madison and they'll send it back to you. That work?
It works for me.
That's easier than having to scan and upload.
All right. Any questions on that process? Or morning, Dennis. We are on 7. We're just getting to the vouchers. Are there any questions or concerns with those? All right. Report of excuse me, the committee, fair committee, John.
Okay, the fair. Just to start out, if you don't know, next year's fair is July 15th to the 19th. We've had some pretty intense meetings, last couple of meetings about carnival at the fair and all this type thing. We're not having very good luck getting the carnival, so as of now, there won't be a carnival. You never know. You're always hoping that somebody might feel sorry for us, so to speak, have a carnival, but so I guess you gotta plan other things. One thing we are planning on having is a boat ride next year. On Saturday night. Like everything else, the cost has gone up big time. But, you know, that's what you have to deal with and hopefully sponsors come through again as far as that goes, so. But that's basically, well, it's kind of a, you know, if you don't sign it that night, last meeting, why we might not get to be able to do it because there's 3 other fairs that wanted the same time, so, but otherwise, you know, nothing else is really set. Normally, we have the tractor pull Saturday night, but we thought maybe because the usually had bull riding Friday night and auction. So some of those people didn't get to see the bull riding, so it's just a matter of, a lot of this stuff is a matter of getting, you know, more seating, so to speak, and hopefully everything will work out on that end, so. But, it's really, like I say, it's been quite difficult to plan things, but that's why we have a meeting every month to go forward with different things and this and that. This last weekend, we put in 66 boats and campers. And, a figure here of 22,867.50 is what we took in there, $22,867 we took in we're putting in boats and campers Saturday and Sunday. But, so yeah, hopefully, like I say, we'll move forward, and if, like I say, the big thing is, I don't know if we'll have a carnival or not, but we're still hoping on that end, and we'll move forward with different things. And this Thursday, we're having our annual meeting right here. Our annual meeting, the regular fair board meeting, so everybody, if any of you like to come, why, be 6:30 right here Thursday night. And decide what, who's on board and this and that, so we're always looking for more fair board members. I mean, it's been quite some time since we've had a full board. And, not to discourage anybody, but it's, one of the more, I guess you could say, interesting and, you know, physically like type hardworking boards I think there is in the county, so. But there's good people to work with and this and that too, so.
John, do you have a annual report of your expenses and that already, or? We had that question at a different meeting, when we came up about fair board, so, do you have, and are you gonna post it to SharePoint then when you do?
That's, Thursday's the annual meeting, and then
Okay,
hopefully all that stuff will come out then, and, you know, we have reports every month, you know,
yeah,
on this and that, but, you know, hopefully we'll get that. Last year put it on SharePoint.
Yep.
You know, like I say, hopefully get the treasurer to work with Kylie, and last year we put it on our ag and extension report too, so, but, you know, everybody's, and it's, you know, interesting, Dennis, I mean, you know, we're all budget time here,
yeah,
and we do get 12,000 from the county. But when it's all said and done, Dennis, it's basically cost $100,000 to run a fair.
Mhm.
And I mean, you know, 12,000 don't go very far, but, you know, obviously it went for the sponsors, why things wouldn't be where they are too, and, you know, as we all know, the costs keep going up. Cause we didn't have, like I told you, we haven't had bull riding in a couple of years, and over $9,000 increase. And I mean, things, you know, things just keep going up. I mean, we've tried all different things, and
are you moving the tractor pull to Friday night then?
we might even have Thursday night, whatever you wanna call it, the Thursday night, the regular tractor pull, and then Friday night, I don't know, whatever you wanna call them, the hot rods, or I don't know, whatever term you wanna call it for Friday night. Because that's what, you know, it's really interesting. You don't want so-called tractor pull to be dragging out 3-4 hours,
So you're gonna have 2 nights.
2 nights, and have it hopefully maybe shorter time periods, and because, you know, after a couple hours, a lot of people leave and all that, you know, all that tough stuff too, so, but it, so yeah, it's, we're just trying to get something so people can, you know, get people to come and all that type of stuff too, so. But as to what you just said, Dennis, it does, we appreciate the $12,000, because years ago, the county did not get that money. And, you know, like I say, we're talking 100,000 now. Back then, you're talking maybe 15, 20,000 what they operate on. It was dollars. I mean, they didn't have much to operate on, but, so. Anybody got any other questions, or Thursday night, if you wanna come and see what kind of a, you know, or what we're dealing with as far as that goes. You know, obviously, it's just like everything else. Marquette County's a small county. You know, it's hard to get, you know, any type of things that come to Marquette County, but we try.
Any other questions for John? Any other meetings to report on? I haven't been invited there, but they're usually blessed. All right, upcoming events or issues? Next meeting, I'll let the chairman determine that. Is there any other else that has to go before this committee? I will adjourn the meeting.